We have our first question from Prem Chandra from Allen Business School, asking you, in your opinion, how has the global energy landscape changed in the last 10 years, and what are going to be the most significant trends for future energy markets?
Wow. Do we have any more questions for today? Because I think that'll cover it. No, I mean, this really depends on where you are. And even if we look back into Europe and which area look into, and I'll just give you one example back on the European slide. So if you look, for example, on energy retail in the UK, this is a cutthroat market in the UK. And Graham knows it by heart. It's the energy landscape for retail has changed tremendously, and there's no margins to be made. It's just a cost play. At the same time, if you go across Europe, basically down to Czech Republic, where it's very settled, there's not too much churn in that landscape, so that is different. Then we can talk about generation, so renewables, wind farms. In the US, offshore wind farms is a big topic right now. We have seen generation scale PV, which now comes more to household PV in the US. So all those changes, it's different in country by country, and even in the US, if you look at that, Hawaii, as a lot of you might know, has a lot of solar PV on household, normal house tops, because there's just no space for generation size PV plant. So personally, for me, I've been in the energy space for nearly 20 years now. It's been a ride I've never have imagined, and it's by far not over yet. So everybody in the energy space will have, I think, a fantastic time if you're here for change, for transformation, and embracing new worlds and new technologies.
Yeah, and I think the only other build on that I'd add is that you're seeing new competitors come into the space at a rate which is completely sort of unseen in the energy industry for the last sort of 4 decades. So if I take the UK example, so in the UK we had 6 suppliers. We're now up to 80 suppliers in the UK, and that's in the span of about 3 years. And across sort of more internationally, you're seeing the likes of Shell entering the energy space. So this week they've rebranded First Utility as Shell Energy. They've done a big acquisition in Germany as well. And then on the other side of the spectrum, so that's on the oil and gas side, and the transport side, you've got the likes of Volkswagen, who've just launched their first energy company themselves. So you're seeing new players come in, which makes it a very interesting, exciting place for us to work at the moment, because it keeps things interesting, keeps us on our toes.
Absolutely.